Page 17, C Major Scale Etude. Well, you can guess what this is about. An etude is a study piece. It gives us a chance to work on some technical aspect of something. Lots of etudes running around. I enjoy them very much. In this case, we're going to be on the C major scale. Common time, you see the first measure is a C major scale. Hopefully you'll recognize that instantly just looking at it. As you can see, it's a C major scale. And the fingering is for a C major scale. You're starting out here, 1, 2, 3, and then bring the thumb under for the F. This book tends to circle the finger numbers when the hand moves. A lot of books don't do that. You get a finger number, you don't realize the hand moved until you realize you're out of position. This book helps you out in that sense. It'll tell, it kind of gives you a hint that the hand moved. And this, again, the scale. Bring the thumb under and play the F. Don't do any fancy stuff with the wrist or none of that. Just bring the thumb under and play the F. You can roll the thumb a little bit if it'll help you. Here, some people go here, different techniques. I tend to not roll it at all. I just move the thumb under. Here, because when you're going down, then you bring the hand over. You collapse and you relax the thumb and let the hand come over it here, and you need to get good at this motion. For the third finger, second finger, and fourth finger, and if you get into advanced music, fifth finger too. So your hand's going to move around a little bit, obviously, because in the second measure you're here, G, and then you get a quarter rest, and then the next measure you want a thumb on a D, so you got to come down. Do that during the rest, of course. And then in the last measure, the first line, you got that F sharp. F sharp. And then the second line is similar without the F sharp. Sort of. Couple little tricky spots in the right hand I want to point out, just so you're aware of them. When you go from the first line to the second line in the right hand, in the last measure, the first line, you're here. But when you go to the next line, they want the thumb on the C. Well, you're in this position. So you got to move the thumb down, just the thumb, and get there. And immediately you move the rest of the hand down. Or if you'd rather, you can move the whole hand down. Two different ways of doing it. So just know that when you just got to get down to the C on the second line. Then at the end, the last measure, you're on a C. Then you need a C, the quarter note C, so you just stretch out and play it there. You need to be able to play, we call that an octave, when it goes from the name to a name, a C to C, or D to D, or F to F, whatever, that's an octave. You need to be able to play that. Some people's hands are really small and they have trouble with it, but it's kind of important if you can reach that, because you're going to use that a lot. So here, you're just going to reach out. Again, try and develop the feel eventually of doing it without looking, where you feel it. So you're here and you know what the octave feels like. You'll have to look at first, of course, until you develop that, but try and do that eventually. In other words, in this piece, it would be nice if you could eventually play it without looking at the keyboard at all. Your right hand's moving around a little bit. It's not moving around that much, and you ought to be able to feel your way around when it's just a small movements like that. Just follow their fingering and you'll be fine. In the left hand you got primary chords. Notice in the first two measures that chord is tied, and notice when they tie a chord they have to tie each note, because you don't necessarily always tie all the notes. They may want you to play one or two of the notes again. So they have to put a tie for every note they want tied. In this case it's all three of them. So you're going to hold that down for 7 counts. Won't that be fun? Oh, yeah. And then a 5/7 chord, and that's it for the left hand. We got the left hand perfect already. Ooh. I don't like what they're doing, but eventually I know they'll stop. I'll explain it just the same. For the dynamics, they're giving 2 of them at the beginning of this, and they may do this for a while. I wish they wouldn't, but they're doing it. They're telling you that the right hand should be loud and the left hand should be medium loud. Well, this is the same as saying bring out the melody, the chords aren't going to be the melody. So it's got to be something else. And in this case, it's the right hand. All they need is the F in the middle, between the stabs. They don't need the MF. You know that you're going to play the right hand louder than the left. And the left hand is just there for support. That's it. Now, how loud you play the left hand really is more up to you. And you might want it softer than medium loud. Maybe you want a medium soft. It's just got to be softer than the melody. And that's what this is about. Now, speed, allegretto is sort of a, I call it a fun speed. If I'm going to play something fun, I'll take it. It's between moderato and allegro. It's sort of fast. I call it a fun speed. You have to decide what that is, but you have to play the piece first, and you're going to play it slowly when you learn it, and then maybe in time you'll get it up to an allegretto. Because to me, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, what's a fun speed? Is that kind of fun? 1, 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. That's about that speed? I don't know. You'll decide. But you're keeping it real slow until you can play that. You have a speed limit on how fast you can play, because it needs to be accurate, it needs to be controlled, the notes need to be even. So don't go faster than that. That limit will increase over time. Don't exceed it if you're going to play for somebody, because it really sounds terrible. Let's try this out together. Common time or 4/4 time will give us 4 counts, and we're going to go really, really, really slow, because all we're doing is checking the notes and the rhythms. Starting out in C position. You won't stay there, but you're there. Okay. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, rest. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, rest.